What's up YouTube, Jay Travelin here. Today I wanted to talk about the Ryzen CPUs with the shortage that we had on those, but that looks like that's coming back in stock, and the current state on the consoles as far as the Xbox, mainly the Series X. We'll look at the Series S also and PlayStation 5s. Stock is starting to look a little bit better on those, but still not great. So we'll take a look at those. But the big thing is all the Ryzen CPUs, not all of them, but the 5600X and the 5800X seem to be coming back in stock pretty regularly, and you won't have to pay crazy marked up prices. So we'll look at a couple websites, what you can get them for there, and also what they're selling for on eBay with the recently sold. So let's go inside the computer and we'll see what's going on with the Ryzen CPUs and consoles today. So here's Amazon. You can see the 5800X just regularly in stock, and the 5600X in stock also. It says 15 left, but it's been like that for a little while, so I doubt that it's sold out. But $379, it's still a little higher than MSRP, but it's still a lot better. And then the 5800X, you're looking at $570, but it gives you, like, they're trying to bundle the stuff so they can sell it to you for a little bit more. So you can see it comes with like an HDMI cord. You can get it with thermal paste, but still not too bad. And then we look at Micro Center. They have the 5600X and the 5800X. They have multiple in stock. This is at my local Micro Center. And you can see it's at MSR pricing, $299, $449 for both. Plenty of CPUs in stock. So it looks like the CPU shortage on the Ryzens is pretty much non-existent at this point. I know that came back in stock a lot quicker than GPUs, and GPUs were still facing a huge shortage, and we're going to be facing that for a little while. But at least people that are looking to build and want to build Ryzen can at least get their CPUs and hope to get a GPU rather readily accessible. And then if we look at eBay, we'll look at the 5800X. These are recently sold 5800Xs, so you see that they're not much. Some are just right around MSRP. People buying for roughly $500 for just the CPU. Not too bad. You see this one sold for $420. That's actually cheaper than if I were to buy it at Micro Center. I would buy it at Micro Center anyway, because if there's any type of issue, I could just take it right back. But it looks like anyone looking to build a Ryzen is pretty much not going to have an issue with getting the CPU and motherboards. And RAM, we didn't really have an issue with anyway. But now let's look at the consoles. So if we go to Best Buy, you can see the consoles sold out. And this is pretty much everywhere. The Series S has the add to cart button, but you have to pick it up in store, and only certain stores have them. So I know if I were to try and add it to cart, I wouldn't be able to get it because it says that it's not available within a 250-mile radius. So if you're lucky enough, you can actually go on here and get a Series S if you wanted. I'm not sure exactly when they'll be having another stock drop, maybe Tuesday if we're lucky. But if we go to like Amazon, if we tried to look up like Xbox Series X, we'll get that it's out of stock pretty much. So you can click the thing, but it's just completely unavailable. Same with the Series S. And if we look at PlayStation 5s, same thing. Console, currently unavailable. And out of stock there. Now, I don't know when Amazon gets them. They randomly get stuff. Target and Best Buy have been getting PlayStations a lot, so they're good websites to check. But if we look at the Series X on eBay, these are recently sold prices. So $900, that's on the higher side. Somebody really wanted it, but if you look $675, $690, $700, it looks like about the $650 to $700 range is what they're selling for. So if you are looking for one, it's not as terrible as it was before, and these were selling for almost $900 probably a month ago. So it looks like people are getting their hands on them that want them, and the price is starting to come down. PlayStation 5 still sitting a little bit higher with their prices as far as getting sold on eBay of over $800 they're being sold for, and even up towards 1,000. I don't know who's paying 1,000 for it, but here's one sold for $950 as a package, 800, and that's a bid price. So people actually bid for this one, but it looks like 850 is about what you'd be paying on eBay for one. You can probably get one local with like Facebook Marketplace a little bit cheaper, but that's it. You negotiating with somebody to try and get that price down. So that's just a little update on what's going on with the Ryzen CPUs and consoles and the state that they're in. It looks like the Ryzen CPUs are pretty much readily available to whoever wants them. As far as gaming consoles, I know there's a lot of Xbox players and PlayStation 5 players that are crypto miners also. I know I talk a lot about crypto mining and GPUs on this channel, but just want to give an update on the state of the consoles. It looks like they're starting to slowly get stock back. A little bit better than the GPUs. GPUs, like I said, we're going to be struggling for a while with a GPU shortage, even though there's multiple different ones that could come out. I'm hoping that with the 3060 that they can get more and more out so that it can drive prices down on other ones, and maybe even keep a stock of like 3070s in stock a little bit longer, or even 3060 Ti's. 3080s we're going to be struggling for a long time for. 3090s, there's such a high price tag, I don't think that they'll be sold out as much as quickly. Usually if you go on like Newegg or something, a 3090 will sit there for a couple minutes before it sells out. It's hard for a lot of people to spend, like upwards of $2,000 for a graphics card. But with the gaming consoles, people were spending over $1,000 for the consoles, more for the PlayStation 5s. They always sold for a little bit more, but I saw them selling for about $1,200 when it first came out. Made sense. Every single console drop that happens. I remember PlayStation 2s that happening. People selling them out of the trunks of their cars for like $2,000 at the time. That was before, like all the huge scalping went on in the tech industry. Right now, it's really high, and I even see GPUs like a 3060 Ti selling for over $1,000. It's almost double what it costs for MSRP. But it is good to see that the console prices are slowly coming back down to normalcy. So that's showing that there's less of a demand for it and the supply is starting to slowly come back. Now at a store, it's still going to sell out rather quickly, but in the secondhand or third party market like eBay, where somebody's selling it, they're not going to be making as much profit to the point where they'll probably stop buying them and reselling them. So when that happens, you'll see the stock in the stores come back. And that's same with the Ryzen CPUs. So my theory of why the CPUs are coming back in stock faster than the GPUs is because if you look at it, most people are only buying one CPU, and you're running your whole computer, where a graphics card, some people could SLI, even though that's more rare than it was before, but you could SLI. But then you also have crypto miners that aren't buying up multiple CPUs, but they're buying up 6 to 8 graphics cards at a time when they can. So that's creating more of a demand for GPUs, especially with crypto prices right now. It's so profitable to mine that more and more people are getting into it, and crypto miners are buying more and more. But a lot of places limited that, so you can only buy one GPU at a time. So that's really not a huge issue. It's just that I feel like everyone, when you buy a console or CPU, you buy it once and it lasts a while. Where a GPU, you'll have your computer and you can upgrade the GPU and get better performance multiple times before you rebuild, really. And that's why the GPU market's going to suffer for longer, because everyone wants to upgrade their GPU and crypto miners want to buy them to mine. But consoles, you see the supply starting to come back a little bit, and the demand's not fully there anymore because people are getting them and using them. So the people that were willing to spend $1,000 on them pretty much already have them. So we should start seeing some PS5s and Xboxes in stock rather quickly, I think. But thanks for checking this video out. Write in the comments below if you were able to pick up a Ryzen CPU or a console and what you think of it. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.